Hi, everybody. Sharona here, and welcome to another live episode of Conversations That Matter Most. Sometimes I just have to take a breath in before I start because otherwise I'll just keep rambling on and I forget to breathe. And I'm, of course, here with my wonderful co host and partner in play is Claudette. Hi, Claudette.
Hi, Sharona. Hi, everyone. Really happy to be here today.
I am too. Oh, and there, just to let you know, this is a home base here, and somebody around me is doing outside repairs. So you might hear hammering and things like that, but that's okay. We're going to go with the flow. We're going to find that rhythm. And for all those viewers who are watching us, who are been following us for a while, thank you for being here. So glad you're part of the family, the tribe, the village. And for newcomers, let's just say hello and welcome. And I just wanted to just give a little piece about why Claudette and I, started doing this. Uh, so we've been partnering for a while, and one day we said, we are having these very deep conversations, and I think others might enjoy listening or having that information about how to have these deep conversations within their family, either in their step family or their original family, or as midlife women. And so we started doing these conversations that matter most. And it's not about if you agree or disagree with us, or if you're going to, send, ooh, that was terrible, send. No, no, that's not. No. Well, of course, you have the right to your opinion, but send. But this more about giving you the tools and maybe ideas, or the stepping stone to have these conversations with those that you care about, and sometimes with ourselves. So that's why we've been doing this, and we like to hear, your responses. How this is helping, and how are you using these conversations in your life. Claudette, did you want to add anything to that?
No, I just think that it's really nice to hear and to be able to, have conversations, because in conversations, that's how we grow, and that's how we get to learn about ourselves and who we are. And it helps us to also integrate ourselves within the world around us. And I think also to be more tolerant of different points of views, right? I think
Yeah.
as we're sharing, we sometimes realize that we may not always be in agreement with everything, but it helps us to be tolerant and accepting that we're all different and there's different ways of looking at life. So just that I wanted to add.
Yeah, thank you, Claudette. And I agree. I think also it helps me when I have conversations like this to remember that I'm not alone. That there, as a midlife woman, changing, dancing with change specialist, and as you as a stepmom coach, sometimes we feel isolated or alone, and that we have to take on the whole burden of the world on our shoulders. No, we're all going through life, and life does life. So, and with that in mind, we're going to talk about play, the power of play, and why play for us as women is so dang important to our well-being and our empowerment. And I want to go back to about when we were children. I don't know if some of us, I know I can. Let's go back to when we were children. And I remember going outside, and I was told not to come inside until the street lights came on. I don't know. Does anybody else remember that? Or is that just me?
Well, we didn't have street lights where I lived. There was cow pastures, but definitely until someone said it's time to come and eat. Yeah, you were to stay outside and you played outside. You did everything outside. You
You
didn't come in the house for nothing.
No, no, no. A matter of fact, we had school clothes and play clothes. And as soon as we came home from school, we had to put on our play clothes, right?
Yeah.
And play for me was the time where I got to pretend, I got to learn, I got to explore. And I think as adults, and as women, we take on so much of other people's stuff that sometimes, and trying to be perfect, either as a perfect stepmom or a perfect woman or a perfect wife or a perfect coworker, that we forget, we cause so much stress that we forget to play.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I mean, we take life too seriously. We forget that in order for us to feel fulfilled and joyful and happy and content, there needs to have some fun. There needs to be some play, and there needs to be some time where you're just letting everything go. Let your hair down, in other words.
Yes, yes. Let it all just go. And one of the things is about play. And all mammals, by the way, all young mammals play.
Yeah,
That's how they learn.
exactly. If you look, there's so many people who post videos of cats and dogs. I don't have any pets of my own, but I do know, like you, Sharona, you have your pet squisher, and then, but it's cute to see them playing with their tails, ball of yarn, like a string. Like they play with things that are very simple. Look at little kids. Like little kids, give them, okay, a perfect example. Give them a gift. What are they gonna play with? The box, the wrappers, the ribbons. Why bother giving them a gift? Just give them an empty box with wrappers and they'll be totally fine, right?
Right. And you know what? They like the sticky stuff. So like this ribbons, they like to stick that on things. Give them something to draw with. They'll use the whole wall. Yes, yes.
Well,
So it's
yeah,
a yeah, it's about exploring, and even wild mammals. Bears and lion, they all are playing, wolves, they all are playing to learn about their environment and how to be within the family, the pack, the tribe, the village. And as adult women, we need to bring that joy back, that we don't have to do it perfectly. We don't have to do it, exactly how it is stated. We don't have to make it a competition. It's just playing.
yeah,
And um they've done studies about play and the benefits of play, and some of them, of course, is it helps connect to other people. It helps reduce stress. It brings in more joy. It gives a sense of confidence as you're playing, which you don't think it would. There is a sense of giddiness, laughter, and they found that when you do those big, messy belly laughs, it actually exercises all your internal organs. Yay!
and I think it's wonderful because I think part of what I see a lot of times is that we look at life as a chore, a burden, especially if you have a stressful job or you're in a stressful situation. You know, that letting go of that energy through laugh. You know, I remember moments in my life where, like, there were moments that were really challenging and difficult. Well, I was recommended to read a funny book. And for me, one of the funny books I love to read is Irma Bumback. She made me cry, laugh so hard. I nearly peed my pants. Then movies, right? Robin Williams is one of my favorite actors. And, listening to a funny movie, it takes you out of the whatever is going on in the reality of your life, brings you into another area and relieves that stress, that tension. And then life doesn't seem so difficult, horrible, or even if there are some things that are really difficult, you come from it from a perspective, a different perspective of being able to handle it in a different way. Just because like your serotonins, your dopamines in your brain have been fired and triggered, and so that helps you to have better thinking or more clarity in your thinking as your day moves forward.
Yeah, and that also, and I also think also is that when we use our play, it helps our creativity and it helps our um, sense of uh, joy, but more than passion. It connects everything. It's for me, a lot of times I associate play with dancing. Because to me, when I dance, I'm not following any steps. I'm just letting whatever happens as I dance. And I find when I do that, first of all, it shuts down this chatty inner meanie conversation, and it also gets all the blood, everything moving. It just helps me move, and again, it reduces stress. But play could be as simple as doodling. It could be as simple as maybe doing right. Oh yeah, right. You started doing.
Finger painting. I do painting. I do acrylics, and I started recently doing oil, but using a brush. But I discovered this new technique from Iris Scott. She's a artist in Brooklyn, amazing work, and she actually has a video and showing people how to do finger painting. And what's amazing is the texture, like feeling it. There's a connection between you and the canvas. And if you look at children, finger painting, playing with plasticine, Play-Doh, clay modeling, those are all textile. So it connects you directly with the medium you're doing into yourself. Just like dancing, it moves your body into different ways of expressing yourself. And that's all play. If you don't think about having it perfect, like when I did my finger painting, first of all, I did it late at night and I had a glass of wine. So that felt like, okay, so I'm relaxing. Just let go of perfection here. And just like putting paint on my fingers and going like, oh my God, like this is so much fun. I'm finger painting. And so we all have our own things that we enjoy doing. Like Sharona, you love dancing and I enjoy dancing, but you do it in a way that's creative. You move your body. I love the art of painting, of creating, of just letting go. And the big fad this year and last year is coloring books with crayons. Another great way of being creative, of letting yourself be expressive. And we'll share more ideas of having fun and play in a few minutes.
Yes, yeah. So it's all about finding. And play to me is an experiment. You know what? I realized this today. I have an experimental mind. I like experimenting all kinds of things. I like poking and prying and just seeing what happens when I push this thing. I don't know what this thing is, but I'm going to push it and see what happens. I guess that's curiosity. I don't know. But I do that in the kitchen. I do. Okay, so here I am playing and experimenting in a kitchen. So I don't cook. I don't consider myself a cook in any way, shape, or form. But I call myself a mad scientist in the kitchen because that to me this way. There's no sense of making it look pretty. It's just an experiment. Okay. And life is an experiment most of the time, if we really think an experiment and an improv. We don't have a script. We think we do, but we don't. So the other day I was having this like craving for a quiche. Now, I'm not going to make a quiche. I don't even know how to begin a quiche, but I realize I have a microwavable bowl. I have some ingredients and I have a microwave. Let me see if I can make a quiche. And I'm going to put that in quotes, ear quotes, in the microwave. Well, lo and behold, I made and without using flour, wheat, or anything like that, I made a bowl of quiche. Now, anybody else looking at that? What? A bowl of quiche. It was quite yummy. That to me was playing. That to me was experimenting. That to me was saying, oh, let me just throw this together, see what happens. The worst that could happen, and I think that's the thing when we play, the worst that can happen, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So then you keep playing with it.
Yeah. And the thing is, as you said, it doesn't work. Well, maybe, you had an expectation of what it was supposed to look like. But if you don't put any expectations about perfection or what it's supposed to look like, then you could create something totally different, like a quiche in a bowl.
Quiche in a bowl. And it was done in 4 minutes. So here's the thing is, you're right. That's why it's an experiment. I have no idea what it was going to look like or taste. And so again, it was like, oh, let me taste it. Well, this doesn't taste too shabby. Quiche in a bowl. So I think as for our viewers and for those listening to this, I think looking at play as an experiment, looking at it as let me try, let's say I have to make a big change. Let's say I'm a midlife woman and I have to make a big change and I'm not sure what that is, or maybe I have to find a new career at this time. Well, you know what? Go experiment. Go find, go volunteer someplace. Go find other people doing it. Hang out with people who do it. Find out what they're doing. See if that would even bring you happiness or joy or, contentment or fulfillment, whatever that is. And then to experiment with it, and I'm sure there's ways to experiment as being a new stepmom or being a stepmom, how to experiment. Now we're not going to do anything to the children, but experiment of how to be a step parent, not from a place of there's an expectation of what a step parent is, or stepmom is, but how I am to be a stepmom with this family.
So you bring a good point in that, we're not going to experiment with the kids, but to play with them. And in play, the kids don't feel threatened. All kids love to play. So you could play games, like board games. I know for us, when my stepdaughters were younger, we played games. We played board games. We played, for some other people, it could be playing in the kitchen. Like bring your stepkids in the kitchen and experiment, playing with Play-Doh. I know my granddaughter would love to sit and doodle. I do that with my grandkids a lot. When you're playing with little ones, one of the things to think about is sit at their level. Instead of standing over them, sit on the floor with them, so that you have a better connection with the other person you're playing with. You're more at eye level. You're more at they feel like you're together. You're more connected. And then ask the kids, like, what is it that they'd love to play at? You may be discovering like new things. Maybe go hiking and play hide and seek. Bring your inner child out and play with these kids, like hide and seek, go biking, go play in the puddle. One of my girlfriends and I, many years ago, we were visiting Ottawa and it was raining and we wanted to be silly. So we started jumping in puddles of water like little kids. Now, did people think we were crazy? Most probably. But hey, but that was something that was fun to do. It was on the spur of the moment. We laughed. We remember this. That must be like 27 years ago that we did this, but we still remember that moment. So do something spontaneous, out of the box. Just let your guard go. Being a step parent or being a stepmom doesn't mean you always have to be the on top of everything. Just let yourself go and have fun and dance and laugh and doodle and garden and cook and be creative in any kind of way.
Yeah, and I liked what you said, that a lot of times, going down, playing when you're playing with kids or young ones, going down to their level. But that's true with, sometimes as an adult, we need to get down a level. We need to bring it down. And one of the things I was looking for, and I haven't found it yet, was kickball for adults. So that way you kick the ball, you run the bases, you don't have to be really great at it. And it was like, oh my goodness, I want to do kickball. And then I realized the other day, those little tiny trampolines, I guess they call them rebounders.
Yes.
I just don't know where to put it because they're kind of big. But I was thinking I would like to have a little tiny trampoline so that I can just bounce. And they proved that bouncing like that helps the adrenals. Again, it exercises everything. And I'm thinking, I want to do some trampolining and,
You know what? As you're sharing this, I have an idea that I do at home. Those big balls?
Yes.
Well, I bounce on those.
Yes, I do that too. Yes.
We bounce our grandkids off of them. Like the babies, we bounce the babies off of them and they giggle yes, those are great things and they're easy to bring. So just bounce off of those.
Bouncing. Yeah, I like because I'm so fidgety anyway. So bouncing, oh, here I can bounce now. Oh, that's making me dizzy. Anyway, so, again, it's an experiment. Find what works for you. And it doesn't have to be a big to-da or, big, mishigas. It just doesn't have to be all that. All it needs to do is help bring a little connection, a little fun, just something that will give you, I think, a moment. I think a lot of times as women, we forget we need more than just bathroom breaks. We need to have breaks and play for us. I just was talking to a woman who I've been working with. She decided what she wanted to get back to was hula hooping.
Nice.
And she said, you know what? I'm not going to be able to do it like I did when I was a kid, but I thought I always liked hula hoop. So she's looking for actually the shoop hula hoop, where when you hula hoop around, it makes that shh. I go, good for you. Excellent. So again,
jump ropes, right?
Jump ropes, right? Jump roping, double dutching, puppets. Sometimes, put on the costume and be a pirate, or put on the costume. You don't have to wait for Halloween to put on the costume.
We could actually do it here on Google with our Google effects.
Oh, right, we could.
Let's do some play here.
Yeah, okay. I'll let you.
Okay. I'm gonna wear a crown.
Oh, wait a minute. Where do I find that? So you know things I don't know. Okay.
So we'll go.
Oh, here we go. Oh, I'm gonna wear party hat. Party hat. Woo!
So we're having fun here.
Oh wait, devil, angel.
I'm wearing. I'm gonna wear my Dr. Seuss hat.
Okay, and I'm gonna be a pirate because I always like being a pirate.
I'm gonna be a princess.
Oh, wait a minute. What is this? I have no idea. Oh, here, in honor of Squishers.
Another squisher. Okay. So we can play and have fun with just about anything,
That's
even
right.
even on Google Hangout and with Google Effects.
That's right. And you know what? It's oh, here's a pirate cat.
A pirate cat. All right.
I R meow. I'm a pirate cat. So anyway, uh, and how do we make this stop?
So just remove all effects
Everybody.
at the bottom.
Okay, so there you go. Didn't cause, and I think I wanted to go back a couple of steps where you were talking about bouncing in the puddle and playing in the puddle with your friend. A lot of times we don't want to do things that are going to, we feel that people are going to judge us or make fun of us or embarrass us or anything like that. But here's something that when we get a little wacky and we're playing, even if we're jumping in puddles, you are actually opening the door for those around you to play too. And so it's an invitation, to bring yeah, we're just having a moment here. And what other people think is none of your business.
But you know what, Shona? I totally agree, but sometimes it's hard.
I
And
know.
so I think that if you do it with someone else,
Yes.
have a friend that you're together, I think then you're able to play and not care what others think about it because
Right. Yeah.
you're not alone, right?
Right.
So when my friend and I did it together, we were just laughing and having fun and didn't really at that moment didn't care what other thinks. Would I do it today all by myself? Maybe not. I'd be hesitant a little bit. But if I was with my friend, I think me and her together, I think we're like ready to do just about anything.
Yeah.
Maybe find that trusted friend that you can have a lot of fun and play and enjoy that special moment because then you share that moment and you just create that even better feeling within yourself and create a special moment. So it could be another midlife woman, it could be another stepmom, it could even be your stepkids, it could be your husband, your partner, your spouse, whoever that is. Find that trusted friend that you can enjoy those special moments and celebrate, being silly, just having fun now.
Yeah, and as you were talking, I was thinking, you know what? We have play dates for kids. Why don't we have play dates for adults?
Yes.
Start a play group. There you go. Just start a group where people come together and we're just going to do something spontaneous and silly and don't or not. But again, find your faithful sidekick.
Yep. So as we wrap up, maybe we all share some of our favorite things we enjoy doing for play. I know myself, the things I enjoy the most when I play is playing with my grandkids, sitting on the floor, playing with Play-Doh, plasticine. I love that. And now my new favorite thing is finger painting. Like this is like my new favorite thing to do. What
Mhm.
about you, Sharona? What is your favorite thing you enjoy doing when you want to play?
I think well again dancing and then I like to create silly song ditties that I sing to my cat. I will never sing them in front of anybody because they're just for me and my cat, but I make up songs and funny voices and all that. What's another one? I like to doodle, but I use like random things to doodle on and random paper and just doodle things. Let's see what else. Oh, and sometimes I just like watching silly um, uh, moments, either on a TV show or something that just cracks me up. I just, I don't watch stand-up comedy too much because that usually doesn't make me laugh, but just funny moments in life, just something that is just funny, that strikes me funny. And if I find it, I'll watch it a couple times. So anyway, those are just, and then again, playing with other people, being silly with other people, I find a lot of fun. And anyway, so again, viewers, go experiment, go poke things.
Share with us on the bottom below on this video what you enjoy, what kind of play do you like to do? And we'd love to hear what you do as play, and maybe it'll inspire us and maybe other people in doing something very fun, very creative. Who knows how it's going to turn.
And you know what, just in case, Claudette, if you have a stepmom who just wants a faithful sidekick and help them find or discover or give them that extra support to find play, how can they get in contact with you?
Oh, thanks, Sharona. So if you're a stepmom and you're looking for creative ways to help you move in from surviving to thriving in your step family, email me at claudette@stepmomcoach.com. Also visit my website, stepmomcoach.com, for a lot of free resources and advice, and you can download your free ebook on words of hope, inspiration, and wisdom. So what about you, Sharona? Where can midlife women get inspired to change and thrive in their midlife stage in life?
Thanks, Claudette. So you can find me at Dancing with Sharona at dancingwithchange2thrive.com. You can, that's my email. My website is dancingwithchange2thrive.com. You can find me on Facebook and on Google Plus under Midlife Women Dancing with Change. And then on LinkedIn and Twitter at Consult Sharona. And again, if you're, a midlife woman who just feels like the weight of midlife is, and you want to not just survive, you want to thrive, and you want a little bit more support and guidance about how to bring more play and joy into your life, so you're thriving wholeheartedly in body, mind, and spirit, you can contact me. And again, viewers, I like Claudette said, comment below, share how you find play and joy in your life. And I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you, Claudette, for being here.
Bye. Thank you. And thank you, Sharona, for sharing so many wonderful ideas about playing. I know I'm looking forward to re-listening to our conversation and jotting down some ideas for more play.
Yes, yes. And of course, we also have a few other episodes, past episodes. So please listen, and share. Playing is sharing. Sharing is playing. Anyway, thank you, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day and go out and play. Bye for now.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. Bye.